Get the
Okay,
notes off. Hurry.
there's the calculator. All right, we can start that over. Disclaimer. Donation potential portrayed in the following slides is not typical and not necessarily representative of the donations that will occur, if any, that a participant can or will receive through his or her use of the Crowdrising software platform. Isn't that cool? We're dealing with software, guys. Artificial intelligence right there. Dealing with a robot. All references to donation potential implied or stated throughout this presentation are for illustrative purposes only. These figures should not be considered as guarantees, typical, or projections of your actual donations. Now they can be, it's all up to you. Crowdrising does not guarantee any level of donations. How could we? We don't know what you're going to do. Any representation of guarantees or donations would be misleading. That's correct, because we'll never guess the right number. You guys ever see those big jar of peanuts and you had to guess in order to win the prize? I was always the loser. Never won one. Now, we do have a certain kind of terminology that we use. We have our own language, and here it is. And if you don't have a copy of this chart, you need to get a copy of this chart. And anybody that you're associated with Crowdrising needs to have a copy of this chart. Do not say these words is on the left-hand column. That is investment terms, taxable terms, business terms. We are neither of those. And so you never want to use those terms. Now, the terms on the right are what we're about. We're about donations, we're about inviting, and we're about referring. So just get into the right frame of mind with these terms and everything will be okay. All right, so now we're going to get into the talking points about this. These are things that you need to know in order to use this platform to the best of your ability. Once you make your donation, and through all donations, there are no ongoing fees or charges assessed you on those donations. You are donating directly to other people whom you are aware of and who you know who they are. And so that's why there are no fees. The platform simply is a way of keeping track of what you're doing. You're actually making donations to people's individual accounts. At no time does anybody who's using the platform ever touch anybody else's money unless they're receiving a donation or making a donation to somebody else. All donations are tax-free because of that. We don't need any kind of tax ID numbers. We don't need social security numbers. You've got to have a bank account or some kind of an account where you can send and receive money, but it's not a requirement to participate with us, and we don't do credit checks because it doesn't matter. We're not doing any loans. You can raise unlimited tax-free funds without ever having to get involved with any kind of loans, principals, or interest. You are always 100% control of your money. So when we're helping you, if we're participating in your account and we're helping you approve donations or do things because you're off doing other things that you have to do and you're sharing passwords and things with other people, just remember you're not giving them control of your money. Nobody has control of your money. It's always yours. And when the money that you receive is yours to do with as you will. But we're not venture capital. In other words, we're not a crowdfunding program that goes out there and has a business and says, we want to raise money to develop this product. That's a security. The SEC has finally come out and said it's a security. It's one of the reasons why we really don't like using the word crowdfunding, because we're not doing those kinds of things. But we're not a grant-making agency either. You don't fill out any application or form. All you do is join the platform and begin participating. That's all you got to do. We're not a benefit program, so you don't go to the government. Governments grant benefits. You don't have to fill out any forms here. Go there and ask for the benefit. All you do is participate. So we don't have any repayments, we don't have any debt, and there are no loans, and this is not a business, and you should never refer to it as a business. Now, even I screw up. I know better, and I still screw up sometime and use business terms, and I keep thinking I've got that image of washing my mouth out with liquid soap. That is not a pleasant idea. I'm trying to get rid of doing that. So it's just an activity. Well, what can you really do with this thing? Well, a lot of people, when they need money, and people today need money, don't they? Everybody's out of, people are losing their jobs, they're losing their homes, they're losing their cars. They go down to get a loan and need some money. Got to bridge me over. You can't get it. You can come here and get that money. What if you have payments that you have to make and you've lost some work? You're not getting as many hours as you used to get. Well, this is a place to get those payments. Mortgage payments, car payments, alimony payments, child support payments, whatever payments that you have to make, you can begin developing a source of payment money here. This could be the job that you need. You know, there are a lot of people, there's 93 million people in the country that do not have anything to work. They can't find a job. They can't do anything. A lot of people are getting out of colleges and stuff. 90% of the graduates in the 16 colleges and universities in my two-county area over here in California have to leave the area to get a job. Well, you know, if I could have a sit down and talk to them about this stuff. That wouldn't happen. They could stay here and they could do this. Now, it's not a job and it's not a business, but you can treat it like one, can't you? You can actually put in some daily effort to do this and to help other people get money. That's what we do here, is help other people get money for things they need. You can get this money to start a business or to expand a business. Just want to be careful that you control the nature of the tax character of the money. Money for education, I think this is just the most phenomenal thing going. We have $1.3 trillion in student loans out there. The average student leaves school with $35,000 in student loans, and the average salary in the United States today is only $30,000. You're like 110% loan to ratio in the hole already. What about childcare? You need money for take care of your kids. You have to put them in a day school or a prescare or something like preschool or something like prescare. I was just flashing on that movie with the monsters scaring the kids. You know what? Why don't you just get the money here, hire somebody, keep your kid at home, don't put them in the daycare, preschool, things like that. Now the kid feels safe, they're in an environment in which they're familiar, and you know who's taking care of them. So this is just a way to get money for whatever you need, and that's how we do this. We just let people know that there's a way for them to get money for anything important to them. And we do that with a question. Now, you can do that over and over and over again. It never expires. As long as you want to use this platform, you can use it. It's up to you. And you can stop at any time. Doesn't matter. Now, why anybody would stop doing it is beyond me, because it's a great source of funding for whatever you need. So you just let people know that there's a way for them to get money, and you ask them a question. Do you know anybody that needs money for anything important to them? Of course, I'd be a little more excited when I'm talking to them. I would say something like, hey, man, you know what? I just found a way to get money for things that I need. Do you know anybody that needs money for anything important to them? You do? Great, cool. Listen, here, go ahead and go look at this website. That's send them over to watch the videos. That's not a capture page. They don't have to log in. All it is a video there, 10-minute video. They just explain the program and how they can get money by participating in using Crowdrising platform. You follow up with them and find out if they have any questions. You don't ask them what they think. Don't say, did you watch the videos? Yeah. Well, what'd you think? No. Did you watch the videos? Yeah. Oh, do you have any questions? Are you in or are you out? Is this something you want to do or something you don't want to do? Well, I think I might want to do it, but I got some questions. Okay, get over to the webinars. John does a daily webinar. He's got 40 years of financial planning experience. This is all he uses to help his clients get money and funding now. Go over there and talk to him. You can ask any questions and he'll show you exactly how this thing works. And at that point, let's get on with how this thing works. Here's the calculator. Hope everybody can see that nice and clear. And let me explain the calculator to you so you're going to have some understanding of what I'm going to talk about. It's a very, very simple program. And it's broken down into several parts here. The green line here separates the floor above, which we call stages, or steps, because we're stepping it up. You know, step 1, step 2, step 3, all the way up. And the floors below you. So you kind of consider the ground floor here as the green line that says totals. And all we're going to do is showing you totals of money that you can receive by participating and sharing with other people. All right? So we're going to start on the upside. Now, you're number 1 on the top floor and you're number 1 on the basement floor, because that's where you're starting. So on the top floor, you're donating money to people that came on before you. So number 2 came on before number 1, which is you. Number 3 came on before number 2. Number 4 came on before number 3, all the way up to 10 different levels. Okay, there are more levels. That's for something in the future. We don't need to go there right now. And then we're going to show down below that the people that you're referring and bringing on are floors away from you. So you're number 1, and then you are going to be referring people, and they're going to come on down below you. Over here on the left-hand side is where we're going to show you the number of referrals that we're referring on each floor and the potential referrals that will be available. All right, so let's just get started. Now, I'm just going to talk about the minimum that you need to do. You can do as much as you want. Once you really understand this thing, there's just no reason not to keep doing it because it's fun. It's good for you. And once you begin to see the kind of cash flow that can be developed through sharing with each other, we're building our own economy. We don't care what these other guys are doing. It doesn't really matter. You know, they want to create problems and have all these problems with their finances and stuff, and they want to create a mess in the job market and all that stuff. We don't care, because we can create our own economy, take care of ourselves, and do the things that we need to do for our friends, family, and for our futures. So the first thing you're going to do is make a donation of $20 to the person on the first floor, the person who referred you to the program. Very simple. The next thing you're going to do is I want you to refer 5 people. Who will refer 5 people? Let me show you what that looks like. So here we go now. We're going to refer 5 people. You know, this thing has got to make up its mind. Put the 5 back in here. Let's see if I press on this one. It should work fine. Hello. Do it again. Okay, it worked that time. Ha ha ha. Jeez, it's like, where's the magic spot today that I get to press that it doesn't mess up? All right, so you referred 5 people who, and on the first floor, the donation is $20. Do you see that? These are all correlative. So if it's the 4th floor down here, the donation amount we're dealing with is the 4th floor up here. See that right there? It's the amount you make, and that's also the amount you receive. But what's really cool is you only make a donation one time to the floor above you to open that floor. Now, when you open that floor, when you make that donation, you are now eligible to receive donations from 5 people that you're going to refer to the platform on that floor one below you of the $20. See? Floor 120, floor 120. 5 times $20 is $100. So you made a donation to the platform of the person who referred you of $20. You referred 5 people who each made a donation to you, and you can only have 5 on that level, right? So they're going to make a donation to you of $100. That's a pretty cool deal in and of itself, wouldn't you say? I mean, did it cost you anything to do that? You could just put that money in your wallet and go out down and buy some gas and some groceries, couldn't you? Okay, makes a difference, doesn't it? Now, the next step, if you'd like to receive more funding, you must pay it forward. See, we're going to ask you to do first what you're going to ask other people to do. This is a pay it forward system. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which is kind of the golden rule. And Zig Ziglar's famous quote is, if you help other people get what they need, you're going to automatically get what you need. And so what does everybody need when they come here? Why are they here? The reason to be here is because you need money, and this is a good way to get it. You know, you're not up there robbing banks and rolling people in the bushes and stealing their money belts and all that kind of stuff. See, you don't have to do bad things. This is so much easier, and it's more fun because you meet such cool people. I mean, just talking to people here that are here this morning, these are cool people. They're all working together as a team to help everybody get what they need, and that's the way it should be. So, okay, that worked out. That's pretty cool. Now, that $100 from this is your abundance, right? You got a 5-to-1 ratio return on your donation. It's not an investment, so if I talk like it's an investment, you know, it's just try to explain things a little bit. Now, so you found 5 people who were very happy to join the platform, and they made a donation of $20 to you. You have 100. Now look, see that? It's exactly the amount you need to step up to open the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor. So you can do these one at a time, but we always recommend, if you can do it, because these 3 floors go very quickly, you make the first 3 donations out of your own funds immediately. You make the 20, then you make the 40, then you make the 60. But you don't have to do that. Each floor is self-funding, and that's another thing I want to bring up. This is a completely self-funding, self-completing program. This is a program where you only ever maybe are out $20 for a few minutes. After that, all the money is provided by the system. You never have to come up with more money in your pocket. That in and of itself allows everybody, even some of the people that are really down and just don't have a buck, to get together and get a couple bucks together and get on this platform and get themselves fixed and back in the money. So, all right, so let's go on. Let's just assume that we're going to go step by step. So you take $40 of your abundance right here, and you're going to make, out of that, you're going to make that donation to the person who's on the 2nd floor above you, the 2nd stage we call it. And that makes you eligible to receive donations from these happy people, because these happy people are going to do what you told them to do. They're going to go out, these guys right here, the 5, are going to go out and they're going to refer 5 people too. Now they're going to make an initial donation to the person who referred them on the first floor, so they're going to get their $100, right? But these guys down here, when they make their second donation, that's based on a $40 donation, right? And there are 25 people here who are going to donate to you. Why? Because you're the guy up here. You're the guy that brought this fellow on. See, you're on floor number 2, and look at the donations you can receive potentially from that floor. Now again, these guys over here have to get 5 who will refer 5. And so I don't leave that to chance. I try to help people that we refer to the platform get their 5. Teach them how to do this right. If everybody just refers 5 people who refer 5 people, man, this thing is wonderful. And it's just not, you don't have to go talk to the whole world. You just need 5 people at each level, right? Everybody knows 5 people. So let's get on with the next level. Let's do the next one and show you what that looks like. Now, 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125 people. So now at the third level, it's 125 people here who are going to make a donation to you of $60, because what you did was you took $40 out of the 100 to open the second floor, and you took $60 out of the potential 1,000 here and opened the third floor. You see that? Okay. Pretty simple, isn't it? Pretty cool. Now, that's about $8,600. Well, that's exactly $8,600. This can happen very quickly. This doesn't, this could, if you're all in the same room, it could be done at the same time. I mean, it's just no big deal. $8,600, say, within 90 days. And that's not really pushing it. That's just kind of doing onesies and twosies. What you really want to do is you want to start this thing and go out and get those 5 people and let those 5 that they're going to do 5 too, and that you're going to help them. And you get them over here. You have them watch the video. That's all you do. Then you send them over here if they have questions. I can handle any question that they're going to have. Doesn't matter. Now, that's $8,600. And what did you have to do this? You had to make a donation of $20 to the platform and refer 5 people. That's what you have to do. The rest of the system takes care of itself, as long as they understand that they also need, everybody you refer needs to refer 5. That's it. That's all you have to do. Nothing more. Now, do people always do this when they should? Which is immediately? No. So these are totals that I'm showing you, but they don't come in that way. They kind of dribble in sometimes. Sometimes they come in quickly, sometimes they don't. It all depends on you. It depends on the people that you refer. And if you're not getting this replication of 5 as we go through here, did you refer your 5 people? No, you didn't find the right 5 people, so maybe you need to get some more. Now, I don't leave that to chance. I just keep referring. You can refer. Why wouldn't you do that? What could stop you? This one of them Ponzi things? No. How could it be? What about one of the pyramid things? Well, yeah, it's a pyramid. Everything's a pyramid. What isn't a pyramid? That's nature's structure. That's the way they put things together. You don't believe me? Then you go look up Buckminster Fuller and his buckyballs and how he created them all out of triangles, pyramids. It is the basic structure of nature. But what we're talking about when they say that, everybody hears this, that's one of them pyramid things. Well, they think that because you have to refer people. Well, by golly gosh gee, isn't that what everybody does anyway? I can't talk to anybody, John. No. Don't you have me out there telling me I got to go find people. You go find them for me. You do it. So good. Okay, I'm doing it anyway, but I ain't going to do it for you, man. I'm doing it for me. Okay? And if you're talking to their family and friends and they say, hey, I've heard all this stuff before. I don't want you to tell me about this. I don't want to hear it. I got all these lotions, potions, and pills in my garage, and I can't even get rid of them because the garbage doesn't want me to even put them in the garbage. So I don't want to hear about that stuff. And your response to that, you're talking to somebody that knows you. You're never a prophet in your own home. You know what I mean? Or in your own town or your sphere. You kind of get out of that stuff. But anyway, if they give you that kind of hash, just say, look, I don't care whether you do this or not. I would feel guilty if I didn't tell you about this. So I'm telling you right now. Well, all right. Tell me what it is. 3 words, 1 single sentence. Explain the whole thing to me. No. Look. There's some videos I watched. I went and watched the videos. I had some questions, got those answered, and I think it's cool and I'm doing it. I don't care whether you're going to do it. Again, I'm just telling you now because I'd feel guilty if I didn't tell you. So you tell them. Then you say, go watch the videos. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll hook you up with who can get your answers. Okay? So this is just a very, very simple, very clean thing. Anybody can do this. In fact, almost any age can do this. As far as I'm concerned, I would say that you probably want to keep them within the range of being able to make a contract or at least understand money or something like that, because they do have to do something, and their peer level is not going to be, well, I don't know. Some kids have a lot of money. They got 20 bucks. They could participate if they wanted to. All right, let's get on with this because this is looking pretty good, right? Okay, now let's do the next level. All right, so now you've made donations up through the third level, and this has turned out pretty good, right? So let's get to the fourth level. Now, out of your abundance of the $8,600, you're going to make a donation to the person who came on the fourth level, 4 people away from you that came on before you did. See, you're just following up the chain of people that came on to get donations, and you're going to get a replication of 5 because these happy people over here, these 125 people, they went out and they also referred 5 people. Now they've got 625 people on the platform. Whoa, this is some serious numbers now. Look at that. That generates $62,000 right there, $71,000. Now let me ask you a question. Doing what you're doing right now, can you go out and generate an additional 71,000 tax-free dollars for yourself this year? This year. This is very doable. Now, probably can't. So I would suggest that you view this as a plan B. I keep talking about plan B. Even if you love your job and stuff, you need a plan B because everything's on a maybe. Well, this is a very important number here. Why is it important? Because, as I told you earlier, 53% of the American population, working population, earn $30,000 or less now. Well, you just generated more than 2 times the national average salary. And what did you have to do that? You had to make a donation to the platform of $20 and refer 5 people who will refer 5 people. That's just what you have to do. That's all you have to do. Nothing more. Well, what did you have to do to get that 30,000 in the first place? You had to grow up, didn't you? You had to go to school. You had to go through the 8th grades, then you had to get through the high schools, then you had to get into college. Why college? Because if you wanted to have a job, and why did you need a job? Payments, car payments, bike payments, insurance payments, whatever those payments are, payments for school. You got to get the money somewhere, and you've told it that you need to get a job. All right, so you got to get a sheepskin because they say, do you have a college degree? Yes, I do. And you check that thing off, and then you can turn in your application, right? And it used to be that you actually saw somebody when you turned in an application. Do you do that anymore? No, they send you over to a computer, answer 20 questions or 100 questions, or whatever they can think to ask you this week. And so you put it down. So you get the job. All right, what do you got to do to keep the job? You got to get up every day. You got to feed the kids. You got married. You got to get the house cleaned up. You got to get in your car. You got to drive to work. You go to work at a job that you really didn't plan for, you probably didn't study for, and you probably don't like the people that you're working with. How do I know that? Because the financial industry does studies every year. And what they want to know is, how much do people make? And are you happy with your job? And the first answer is not enough. And the second answer is no, I don't like it. This is not what I wanted to do. But why did you get the job? Because you had payments. What are you going to do, man? You got to make the payment. If you don't have a job, you don't have a nice place to live. You don't have a nice ride. You don't have a nice life. Because if you don't have enough cash flowing, there's not much life flowing. So you get done with your day. You convince yourself, well, things will get better in the future. There'll be more time for in the future. I'll go back to school. Maybe I'll get an additional degree, yada, 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 yada. You know how that goes. People never get around to doing that stuff, and then you get home, you got to feed the kids again, you got to do your chores, you got to read a little bit, maybe you got to fill out, pay some bills if you got money, you watch some TV, you go to sleep, you get up, and the next thing you know, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, and you're doing the same old thing, same old, so you keep getting the same old result, right? Well, why wouldn't you do this? I mean, even if you loved your job, why wouldn't you do this? Because what do you really have to do this? Does it have to interfere with your job? No, not at all. You got to make a donation of $20 to the platform and let 5 other people know. I can't talk to anybody. Sure you can. You do it every day, all the time. People say that, and it's just so hilarious because most of the time people can't keep their mouth shut. Hey, listen, I want to tell you something in confidence right now. Just you now. I don't want to tell anybody else, right? But everybody's got their go-to people. They just got to tell somebody, and they're never going to tell anybody else. By the time it gets around, it's not the same story anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But the point is, somebody does you wrong, you tell everybody. You know what that son of a gun did to me? All right, you get a great deal. You show up with a new ride, and everybody's like, hey, man, where'd you get that car? How much was that car? Yeah, really? I got a great deal, man. You tell everybody about your great deal. But when it comes to telling people about money and things like this, boy, it's zip the old lips. The very thing that'll get you freedom, realize that when you're doing this right here, when you're generating twice the national salary average, do you realize you have time freedom now? You're not locked into that get up, go to work every day system. You can do what you want. You can stay things. You can do things with your kids and your family. Get to know the family. Actually do things. You're not locked into a location. You can go anywhere in the world and do this. How cool is that? You know, go to Ireland. Find your Irish roots, man. Go over to France. Go over to Japan. Go learn another culture. Take the kids out of the schools. God, they teach them crazy stuff anyway. Stuff that you really don't want them to learn. You probably wouldn't be teaching them yourself if you were doing it. Bring them home. Do homeschool. Do whatever you want to do. Do you care? Do you care what they're doing? Do you really need a job? No, you don't. And I'm going to tell you here right now, this is not the first time I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying it. You guys have no idea what's coming. You have to watch the Max Kaiser show. It's the Max Kaiser Report. He talks about this extensively lately. Robots are coming, man. Everybody's going to be losing their jobs because robots are taking over. You've got to have a plan B because you never know when you're going to lose your job. They're even bringing all these people in from all these other countries on these HB1 visas. They bring them in, you train them for the job. The next thing you know, you don't have a job. So what are you going to do? Go to the government and beg? Because that's what you got to do. All right, I'm taking a little bit long here. Sorry. But I'm telling you things you need to know. But let's move on here. Let me just show you the numbers and how great this can be for you if you decide to do this. You can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, and I suggest people do this full-time. All right, so now we've gone through the fourth level. You made a donation of $100, so out of your abundance of $71,000, now you can make that $200. You know, in reality, remember, you could just pay the whole thing up, right? You don't have to wait, you can do it all. But we're gonna go ahead and do the fifth level. So here comes the fifth level. Out of your abundance of $71,000, you're going to make a donation to the person who came in 5 floors above you. That's $200. And now you're going to be eligible to receive donations from the people on the 5th floor below you that are being referred by your happy people in the 625. So what does that look like? All I got to do is show you the replication of 3,125 people. Look at that, $625,000, $696,000 in your pocket. You know, a lot of people, they'll see these numbers and they'll say, man, that 80,000, I used to say 75,000, but $80,000 pickup looks pretty damn cheap now, man. I could pay cash for that guy. I could put in a pool, you know, I could remodel the house, I could take some vacations. That's what you begin to see, but I'm going to tell you something. The dream factory turns on. You get that dream factory going. You begin to see these little things that you immediately think that you want, and then all of a sudden other things begin to happen. And you begin to see all the good you can do and how you can help other people and how you can make the place a better place for everybody to live. It's just amazing once you begin to see funding available to you and you have time. Remember, you have time to do things now. You have time to think about things, to learn things. And I advocate everybody going back to school, meeting everybody over there. Gosh, these people are full of ideas. Go back and learn things that you didn't have time to learn before because you just got that quick sheepskin so you could put it down on the job application so you could get a job. Now you can take your time and actually get to know all these people and actually have some fun, you know? Look at the next number. Watch this thing. It just gets better. So now out of the $696,000, here we go. We're going to make the donation to the 6th floor, $300. Again, you could pay the whole thing up if you wanted to. Just be done with it. But I think it's just so cool to talk about these different levels. Now look, you got 15,000 people in your donation group right there. Do you think that's a lot? It's not. And one of the programs before, we had people that had more than 70,000 people in their donation groups. And all you're doing, what are you doing to get these numbers? This is $4.6 million on that floor. You've got $5 million. See, that's the kind of number that I used to have to plan for. And 3 million was more like it. And if you wanted $3 million for a retirement plan, you'd have to save $100,000 this year for 30 years. Don't miss a year. but you'd have to earn between $160,000 and $200,000 a year in taxable money so that you would have the $100,000 left to save for the retirement plan. Okay? What do you got here? You got $5 million, not $3 million. And by the way, that other method for the $3 million retirement plan didn't leave any money for expenses for living. You know, you had to have more money than that, actually, in order to get that $3 million retirement plan. That's over 30 years. Look what you can do here, right here. You can do this. That number, the 15,000 people, depends solely on the effort that you put forth in referring people to the platform. That's all you have to do. Why wouldn't you do this? What in God's name would stop you from doing this? Why would you not? I can't talk to anybody. You know how silly that sounds to me. You do it all the time. It's just when it comes to money, all of a sudden you got zipper lips. You just can't get those damn things open. Look at it this way. Do you mean to tell me that you don't want to spend a little time learning a simple skill, and there are books everywhere, how to carry on a conversation, how to talk to anybody. You can get audiobooks. They'll even talk to you in nice voices and tell you how to do this stuff, right? You would trade that skill, that simple skill that you need to learn, and put yourself in wage slavery for the next 30, 35 years and waste your essence working for somebody else when you could be doing this for yourself and your family? Are you kidding me? Is that really what you're trying to tell me? I can't talk to anybody. But you do all the time. That's what I've got to get you aware of. You just need to practice it. Now, this is really cool. Listen, the best GoFundMe platform thing that I've ever seen was a guy by the name of Robertson who had a $10 an hour job in Detroit. His car broke down. He couldn't fix it. $10 an hour job. Okay. So what did he decide to do? He had to keep the thing. He had to keep the job. So he walked to work 20 miles a day to keep that job. And he did it for years. So some of his friends, when crowdfunding came along, they set up a GoFundMe platform and they went to the local paper and they publicized this stuff. And all of a sudden people saw that and they says, oh my God, we got to help this man. You know what? Because it's a bleeding heart story, right? If it bleeds, it leads. It's a human interest story. News agencies love that. They'd rather talk about that than news anyway, because they're helping people, right? Oh, look at the great help, how great he was and how grateful he was. He got $800,000, 13,000 people saw the advertising. You're going to go talk to 13,000 people? No, you don't have to. Look what we did with 15,000 people, 4.6 million. He only got 800,000 and a $35,000 brand new car that Ford gave him. And guess what? It was all tax-free because it was donations. So why wouldn't you do this? You got 20 bucks, man. Can you refer 5 people to the platform? Can you learn a simple skill on how to let people know that you've got a good deal? That something great happened to you? That's all you're doing. That's all we do. And we don't make any promises because everybody gets paid exactly what you're worth. You know, because I used to hear this all the time with my clients. God, I wish somebody would give me a decent salary and pay me what you're worth. Hey, but if you looked in the mirror late, this is what you're worth because this is what you're willing to part with. Well, you can control what you're worth and the value that you place on your time by doing something like this. It's just phenomenal. I'm just going to put in the rest of the numbers so you can see them. I have no idea if you're going to be stepping up to the plate to do this, but look at that. $31 million right there, only 7 floors away. You know, you haven't even paid all the floors you really could. You got 36 million bucks right there. Do you have an opportunity to earn $36 million in anything you're doing now, right? Well, why wouldn't you do this? Let's run the numbers up some more. I want you to see them. I mean, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Whoever would have thought that there was a method based on a $20 bill that could generate, wait for it, $11,267,102,000. Are you going to get that money? I have no idea. I'm going to do my best because I'm never going to stop referring people. This is so great. This is why this is what I do now. I try to help you. See, I don't need to do financial planning anymore, really, because financial planning says you got to give up something. You can have anything you want, but you can't have everything. People come in with limited amounts of money, and I want me a new car. I want to have a retirement plan. I want to pay for my kids' college education. I want to have a place at the beach. I want a place in the mountains. I want to have some jet skis, and you know, I want to take vacations. And they come in, yeah, you can do all that stuff, but you got to give up something. You know those lattes you're having down there at Starbucks? Not anymore. You know that new car you wanted? You better get yourself a $500 travel special. You know, you got to give up things. That's why it doesn't work. But we don't have to give up anything here. All I need to know is how much money do you need? And when you need it, I can use this chart and I can tell them what it takes to get it. Okay? Because we don't have to work on 5. We can work on 10, couldn't we? Around companies, this is phenomenal. Around churches, it's amazing what you can do with fundraising on those kinds of programs. All right, well, I've talked long enough. I probably went a little long today. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up for questions. So what I want you to do is go to the participants tab, and I want you to pop that little puppy open. When you click on that, there'll be a hand. You can click on raise the hand, and Kathy will unmute you, and then we can talk about anything you want to talk about. So I'll wait a second, and if not, then you guys have a good day, and I'll get on with my day because I got some more people to refer. Comments are appreciated. If you've got some good experience, please let us know. Put this on the tape so that other people can hear what you say down the road. You'll help a lot of people.
Okay, it looks like we have a silent audience.
Oh, well,
Miss Ramona's quiet. Oh my goodness, please.
And Sam from Vegas.
Sam, you're quiet? Oh, mercy.
Can't believe it. Unbelievable. Well, that's okay because you know what? I got places to go, things to do, and people to see, and it's going to be hot as heck out here, and I'd sure like to get some of that done. So, thank you all for coming.
Well, I guess you all are aware that we have a schedule for you. So the next one, the next webinar will be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
On Tuesday. That's a fact.
I think I'll try to get all the schedule into the groups today.
Okay.
We'll have that. And it's Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 6 p.m. So keep it clean. Oh, we got Miss Ramona. Go ahead. Good morning.
Just to say hello to you guys.
Well, I'm so glad you did. How are you?
I am doing just great.
You know, this is pretty much the only time we get to talk to you because you're off doing things. Your team's exploding. It's phenomenal, Ramona. You're doing amazing work.
It's amazing. Today I just spoke to someone, and then I just sent them the WeBringYouMoney.com, and they found out. I was like, oh,
I'm so happy. You know, this really is just the way to take care of ourselves and our families. It's just amazing what you can do here.
It is.
You know, so people can actually get paid what they're worth. They determine it, right?
Yes.
That's really cool.
I'm enjoying it. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
See, if I couldn't talk about this every day, I'd just bust.
Yeah.
That's true. Me too.
This is kind of a
teacher and mentor. Teacher Roddy is the best. I'm not gonna say just because he's on the line, but if he wasn't even on the line, I'll say he is the best.
Who's that?
God, the pastor.
Oh,
Pastor T is in the house.
yeah.
Right. That is right.
He's triple tasking.
Best. We have a working relationship. The best.
Oh, good. All right. Well, thank you all. We'll see you later.
All right.
Time to get on with the day. Thank you for coming.
Okay, you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow evening, 6 p.m.
All right, everybody have a good day.
Bye-bye.
And we'll talk to you in a little while, T.
Absolutely.
Thanks. You have a good afternoon, guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.